Hello. I'm feeling very lyrical, which is dangerous because you guys could be exposed to me trying to sing. Uh, what's up, Aspate? But I have no one to accompany me. I have no musical accompaniment, so I can't sing. So you're in luck. I was gonna do some frog songs. Where's Jerry Lewis? I can't do it. I'm sad because the goat just died today. I'm sad enough to. Sorry, I won't. All right, I won't do it. Very famous band, favorite of mine. They're still around. All right, but a lot of parody songs. Where's Jerry Lewis? You wouldn't understand unless you listen to them. Great band though. They opened for Nirvana before. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Asteroid, you were late to join the party. You just joined our arena. Rabid Arena. We've got longest 8 minutes of my life. Oh, we've been streaming for 8 minutes because I started early. Okay. So Sparkle Horse, Redusa, Astrobate, Ruslan. A little quote drop by Uber Driver, but he's always talking about Frank Marshall. In this case, he's talking about Francois Andre Daniken Philidor, the father of pawns. Don't believe anybody if they tell you the pawns are unpeople and they're not important. You are the pawns. You are the people. Without people, there's no game. Without pawns, there's no game. So protest ICE. Be a powerful pawn. Alright, so that's what you did it again. You tipped $200 to our donation fund. Now it's like I'm gonna have to restart the donation bar. And actually, something weird about that donation bar. On my right side, it's weird. It's like it's moved. Okay. All right, over there it looks normal. 681. So Astrobate has filled up a third of the donation bar so far, which would be nice, but they're not donations per se. We're gonna have to make a new donation bar. Maybe I'll have to increase the cost or something. Astrobate, did I tell you that Mr. Slow's okay? Yeah, I think I mentioned it on Thursday night stream. He's okay. That's good to know. Frank was a force. Frank the Force. He's like the Rock. The Smashing Machine. Terrible movie, probably. All right. I think the Rock was nominated for an Oscar or something. I don't think so. All right. So what's up, guys? Join our tournament. Let me send one more last begging to join our tournament. Pawnda Horses Club. Oh, I have to notify my viewers that I'm live. Wait, Coach streamer manager, YouTube Connect. I'm on. Am I up? Wow. Okay, we're not up. What the fuck is going on? Weird. Okay, force online check. Accept. What is today? Tuesday. So, we're up against some very strong streamers. What's up, bro? Please don't make blogs. Do everyone a favor and don't make blogs. Alright, back to our tournament here. And I mean that for most people. I think there's one person that I can tolerate their blogs on Lead Chess. So far. Where is our tournament? Pawnda and Horses Club. All right, message all members. Dear Pawndas. Dear Pawndas. Dear Pawnda people. People have power, dude. People and pawns have power, dude. Pawns have power. Join. Is this in the Epstein files? Join our Pawnda arena. Two very suspicious people weren't in the Epstein files. Sladgy and Charlie Sheen. Very strange. Can I play if I'm timed out by Lee Chess? What exactly does that mean? Alright, Friday, Pawnda. Is Joe Biden in the Epstein files? Alright, here we go. Don't talk about politics or I won't play. Starting soon. Oh man. Alright. Sladgy and Co. Inner team. Welcome to the inner team, Shaki. Inner team, member of the Finnish royal family. Just kidding. No Norwegian jokes. Walter Goodman. Walter, you're in. Alright. So, I'll forgive you for the Roseanne show. You seem like a good comedian. Where am I? I keep losing my place. Alright, learn, study, play. No, I want to play. I want to play in my own tournament. Where the hell? How do I get to my own tournaments again? Oh, yeah. Profile, clubs, Pawn and Horses. Okay, Pawnda Arena. 4 players so far. Wow. Charlie's Island. Alright. Charlie's Angels were commonly seen on Epstein Island. Asterbait is online. Uber driver's not. Nefidov, who else is here? Nefidov's not. Nefidov is online. Of course he is. Guys, get the politics talk ready, okay? Nefidov's going to be joining us soon. We've got Miles the Miasmic, Stapfargan, Lurking, Panbook, Donikizum of Playing Fast, Shaki, our director. Guys, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please. Please. Pretty please. Donate. Asterbait donates his lesson. He's donating his lessons to our donation bar. Free lessons for everybody. I'm gonna have to fix the donation bar and make a new one because Asterbait has broken it. I had another guy who used to take lessons from me and would pay me by making donations. The best feature on Elite Chess, you have to wait 6 hours before I can play in the pool or arenas, but can play simul's or challenges. Oh, you got banned. Well, I guess the point is unrated games. Wait, what about, is it a matter of rated or unrated games, Shaki? Maybe? What about unrated challenges? No, that's also, or you didn't try. Have you tried unrated? Whatever. You keep canceling people by dropping games, so I'm not going to get involved in that. Not my department. I'm not a arbiter or something. I'm not a Elite Chess arbiter. I'm not a mod. Yeah, Apple reported my debit as charged. Oh shit. Are you serious? So this is the only way you can pay? There's got to be another workaround. that you don't have to like donate to our donation bar. Now everybody thinks I'm getting a lot of donations, and I'm really not. Miles, please chess. Welcome back. Mad NPC, welcome back. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. You don't have to be a subscriber to play in our team, play in our arena, by the way. But you do have to be a member of the team. Miles, you are a member of the team, no? Although I encourage everyone to be a subscriber as well. Man NPC, welcome back. Shaki. You're not going to play new accounts, is what it is? Understandable. Can't you, like, put out challenges with, like, a formula or something? Shaki? Like, you put out fishing, like in the old days on ICC, you could make your own challenge with some kind of formula. You could probably make a formula where only players who've played at least, X amount of games or something. I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, I can empathize with that. Well, you're rooting for the Super Bowl, dude. Now, come on. I mean, I don't know if you know me, but I lived in Boston for almost 12 years. So, I lived in Boston for around, actually, not almost, I mean, basically, yeah, like 13 years. So I think that the question answers itself. I did play in 2 U.S. championships in Seattle, which is a wonderful city, but, I mean, it's not the same. So, yeah, we're definitely rooting for New England. It's nice to see them back in the Super Bowl. That's a surprise. No one expected it, All right. After the disaster of the last few years, with Belichick leaving, and by the way, Bill Belichick didn't get into the NFL Hall of Fame on his first vote because people are jealous and hate him and stuff. Although they made all kinds of excuses. Just like the most winningest American football coach of all time, almost. One of them, anyway. Okay, like him or not. Anyways, they see the Patriots. That's coming up in a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to watch the game live. Do I watch UCF? UCL. The UCL? Sorry? Is that like ultimate... Is that like UFC for chess or something? Oh, the Champions League. Oh, okay. I never heard it called the UCL. Okay. I don't follow football much, so I do know what Champions League is, but I don't call it like by its initials. No, I just watch football from time to time with friends when we're playing poker and stuff. I just casually watch football as a kind of outside observer. I don't take it seriously. I used to be very passionate about watching American football and baseball, even as a kid, especially, but never took a passion to watching European football. Újpest, of course. Újpest is part of Budapest. It means literally New Pest. It's like a part of the city. Yep. Play a lot of poker in Újpest. So, our biggest football team, of course, is Ferencváros. The most popular one. Alright, we've got 5 minutes till this tournament starts. Not a lot of players yet. I do see some late lurkers. Barris of Chess, Stepvargan, Panbook, Shaki, Kel Art, our director. Jeroen, get in the tournament now. Now. Do it now. Get in the tournament now. Do it now. Donate now. Someone give Miles a gift sub. Yeah, the Ferencváros team plays at the Group Arena. Orban's priority was to build a lot of football stadiums. His only, positive. The only positive thing that he did with the whole country was basically, supporting football. Although I don't know how much money they stole. We got a couple, football stadiums out of it, but that's basically it. The only good thing that's happened here in the last 15 years. Although I don't really care about football much. Hungarian team's gotten a little bit better. It was really tragic the way they didn't qualify for the World Cup. If we're talking about the national team, tragically they lost to Ireland, and it was ridiculous. All right, let's go. They're not that good, but they were just good enough. They probably should have qualified for the World Cup. World Cup sucks anyway. Abort the World Cup, by the way, everybody. Abort the World Cup. Don't go to the World Cup in the United States. Let's just sit this one out. And by the way, the president of FIFA is disgusting. Infantino. That's something new, right? A corrupt head of FIFA. Something totally new. It's like the World Chess Federation. Okay, worse. Guys, we only have 6 players. Nefedov, does talking about football corruption count as politics? Sports politics. Sparklehorse, Redusa, Stafargan, Miles Mazmic, Asterbait, and Ruslan Bear. Asterbait is now higher rated than Ruslan Bear. Ruslan is he's unpredictable. He can play very well at times, other times very weakly. He plays weakly. Where's everybody? Guys, we're starting in 2 minutes. This is an arena. Of course, you can join and leave at any time. Our team is much better than yours. Haha. What was it that Hungary beat Serbia in something? Water polo? Recently? Just saying, I don't care. Yeah. Actually, yeah. I don't know about that. So, Sparklehorse, Redusa, Panbook. Water polo is very popular in both Hungary and Serbia. Sparkle, Redusa, Panbook, Stavvargan, Art Director, Miles Mazmic, Asterbait, Ruslan Bear. I don't really understand why water polo is popular in Eastern Central Europe, but whatever. Somehow you'd think it would be more popular with coastal countries that actually had bodies of water. And both Serbia and Hungary are landlocked. But whatever. All right. What's up? You haven't played Rated Rapid for over a year. Asterbait, you would do better in Rapid, wouldn't you? I mean, in Classical, you play 30-minute games using 3 minutes of your time. And since you only use 3 minutes of your time, you'd probably do better in Rapid than in Classical. Your opponents would have 20 less minutes, and you'd still be playing the same amount of time. You're basically giving your opponents 25-minute time odds when you play Classical. But if you played Rapid, you'd only give them 7-minute time odds. You played it at the pool? I love the pool. Alright. I used to play shuffleboard at the pool. I was really into shuffleboard when I was 8 years old. Practicing for those future cruise ships. Alright, here we go. Starting now. Welcome, everybody. So we've got 9 players so far. There will be more, I assure you. Uh-huh. I'm not gonna sing as much as I want to. Wow. Is Redusa here? If your time runs out, you forfeit. It's not like a Swiss. Wow. Getting on the board. Back to tournament. That's my first forfeit ever. I always forfeit against people, but they never forfeit against me usually. Miles, play chess. Can you rank these in terms of how much you enjoy? Pool, ping pong, air hockey, football. Oh, foosball. That's a good one. I'd probably say, like, ping pong. I would say ping pong first, then pool, and then air hockey and like football last. We had a foosball table in my fraternity house. Actually, my son used to have one too, but I never really got good at it. I mean, I don't know. I never really got into it. Foosball is last. Air hockey, you know, you can play so infrequently. Where's the last time I played air hockey? Oh, there's an old air hockey table at the Pinball Museum here in Budapest. So we played there a little bit. But in terms of frequency of playing, it's most convenient to play ping pong. So I probably like the things I can play more easily. They're more accessible. Ping pong first, pool second. Yeah. Air hockey and foosball. Did we have hazing or initiation? Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it hazing necessarily. That was illegal, but I guess it's a question of what's hazing. Some people kind of got there were incidents, that happened. It wasn't supposed to happen. There were incidents that happened, not to me, but to other people. One man's hazing is another man's good time. Anyway, that's hard to really define what that exactly means. But the rules are very clear about hazing in college fraternities, at least since the 90s, since I've been involved. No, we were pretty good. There were accidents. One guy got like a bucket of paint poured on him in his drunken stupor. I remember that. That was a bad one. All right, let's see. Jeroen, let's see, E4. Initiation is a ritual. Yeah, that's necessary. That's going to be necessary if you want to join the organization. Probably also with other things like the Masonic Lodge. Lodges have initiation ceremonies. All right, but no secrets will be divulged. No secrets will be divulged here. Hercules. I'm playing the Roslimo, yeah. I'm not awake. Tactically, why does Jeroen insist on doing that? That's really bad. You did that before? A6 is extremely bad. I told him not to do that. Maybe he doesn't listen to the stream while he's playing, so mote be it. So mote it be. What the thing about this that makes me skeptical, besides the wasting of time with A6, is you're playing the black side of the Roslimo. I give you my bishop to destroy your pawn structure, and what do you have in return? You have a bishop pair. Then you turn around and you potentially give me your light square bishop. Then you have nothing to show. If I get this light square bishop, if you give it back, you have no compensation for your damaged pawn structure. Just saying. Bishop G4, as it is in this what's it called, Spanish game. Here is a little different. Okay, black doesn't have a pawn on E5, so the center isn't isn't defined. I don't think the bishop g4 here is quite as bad as in the Spanish game. Although that is kind of a weird move. g6 behind the bishop now. What are you saying? Like, you're going to give me your bishop? You're not retreating to h5 and g6. By the way, guys, for those of you that just joined us and didn't... wow, I have my Simul stream on Sunday. Today's Tuesday. I won my tournament game on Sunday against an older FIDE master. He's not that much older, actually. People age differently. I thought this guy was like, I don't know, 63, 64, but he's only 59. I thought he was at least 10 years older than me. I read another article today that says that genetics accounts for something like 50% of our lifespan. You were late. Lifespan depends like 50% on genetics. Alright, Jeroen. You can take my b pawn, I'll take yours. But if you give me your light square bishop, you don't have any compensation for the bad structure. So he should play... It's pretty obvious what he should do here. I were late. You can't say that. That's grammatically incorrect. You have to say I am late or I was late. I don't know. I were late. It's logical. It makes sense. Like you would think you could say that, but it's grammatically incorrect. I'm not a grammar expert. Not my specialty in English language. Grammar is not my department, but Gramercy Park. You have to say I was late or I'm late, depending on whether it happened in the past or it's just happening now. I'm sorry I'm late. You are late now. I were late. Yeah, maybe some kind of weird Old English style dialect. Maybe some slang, you know, in somewhere you could do it. It's not the worst grammatical mistake from Redusa. It's not so bad. I relate. Sounds a little weird. Early. It's like pirate speak. Blackbeard the pirate. That's what he would say. Whenever he was late. Arr, late, arg. It's pirate mania here. I relate to you being late. That's alright. I don't mind a free point here or there. Do we have any requests to join the team? Yeah, that's what I thought you'd do. So here's the point I was trying to get to earlier. I give up my light square bishop, you give your light square bishop back, but you have this sort of worse pawn structure. Now my pawn structure isn't great, isn't perfect either, but this island here is 6-pawn island, superior to a 4-pawn Tetris over there. The bigger island, the better. Bigger is always better. Arg. There she be. So I played this tournament game on Sunday, and my opponent was an FM. rated like 2100. He's dropped. He's dropped about 200 points. This is peak. About 60 years old. But he seemed very nervous, during the game. I've never played him, even though I've seen him for like 20 years. Seen him around. And he was clearly intimidated by me. My reputation, precedes me. But he played solidly, and it wasn't easy. I was lucky to win. The guy lost an equal endgame. Basically, why am I going to play Queen F3? I don't think this is a good plan. We got to do something. Okay, originally the idea was this, and then I changed my mind. I think I'm going to have to move my queen somewhere, but where? This is a theme in the game. I had a King's Indian. Oh, by the way, I told the story on Sunday. I was not prepared for my opponent. I thought I'm playing a different guy, a young guy, and I get this older guy. I'm like, fuck, I have no preparation. I have no idea what he even plays. He lives in another city. I've never played him. And I'm like, what does he play? I asked my team captain what he plays. He looks it up on ChessBase. He's like, he plays the Queen's Gambit. Declined. He plays the Tarash. I'm like, okay. So I go ahead and play D4, and what does he do? He fucking plays the King's Indian. Great. How do you go from playing Tarash to the King's Indian? Why is he playing the King's Indian against a superior opponent? I don't understand. The King's Indian is an aggressive opening. I mean, not something you should necessarily be playing if you're a rusty old guy against a stronger player, I think it's a strange choice, but whatever. Nice. So I hate playing against the King's Indian when I'm unprepared. It's an opening you need to be prepared for. So, anyways, we're going to need a bigger boat. Why are we going to need a bigger boat? Do we have more players? Where's our players, guys? 11 players for Rapid Arena? There should be more. What happened to Panbook? He didn't join. I think the time control is too long. Nefedov didn't join. He's hurt by my political jokes. Yo, Gobble Romops. Oh, you fuck. Are you serious? You joined the team already. Dude, I'm not going to resign the game. Gobble Romops, you joined the team already. Oh, he can't join? Or because he doesn't have enough games or something? It's going to be one of those things. Man NPC with a science talk. Actually, another player who's not joined. Oh no, our director's here. He was doing science talk too last time. By the way, I talked to a psychiatrist about sleep problems. And last stream we were talking about amino acids. And I've been recommended to take amino acids. Someone mentioned tryptophan. And there's another one called GABA that's very important for sleep. And obviously magnesium supplement. One thing I learned though today was that I never knew that magnesium supplements, you shouldn't take them in the morning. I've always been taking magnesium in the morning like an idiot, It makes you it can make you sleepy. Never take magnesium supplements in the morning. Made me think of Gabble Romops. GABA. It's a kind of amino acid. Well, I must be deficient because I can never fucking sleep. I'm sure I'm deficient. I'm deficient in almost everything, man. NPC. That goes without saying. F5. Wow. This was not expected. Um, they're turning the frogs gay. F5's a spicy move. Pawn takes F5 just mobilizes his pieces, so I have to play E5. Weird. But it looks fine. You know, I'm going to rip you a new one on the B file. That was the plan anyway. He can probably defend. This is exactly like my tournament game from Sunday. Same thing, by the way, oddly enough. Except it was 7 pawns instead of 8 pawns. Heavy piece ending, queens and rooks. Slightly superior structure. Also a fianchetto kingside where my opponent's Dr. Bishop was gone. Although I also had G3. And it was a situation where I'm trying to kind of leveraging attacking on both flanks. Leveraging. E5 pawn is kind of weird. I can't play D4 without dropping C4. So this is becoming a little bit tricky. I'm not sure objectively that white can make progress here very easily. Yeah. There's also Argentina. Anyway, I never really got into the amino acids thing. I'm just learning about it, you know. I didn't care when I was younger. I thought, oh, sleep when I I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's the famous who was the famous rock singer? That was an anthology for a famous rock artist now. But anyway, as you get older, it's more important. I think the health of sleep is a very big trend these days. Also, sleep health. People having stuff like sleep therapists and stuff. But for me, in performing as a chess player, it's super important that I get good sleep. Maybe I should just rip the B pawn there. I'm not sure I should be playing H4. Seriously. I'm talking too much about this stupid stuff. I should have just taken the pawn when I had the chance. I might not get another chance. E6 is interesting. Tryptophan. We studied tryptophan. I mean, I studied this stuff a little bit in college, but I totally forgot. I remember tryptophan. Amino acids build up proteins in your body. Alright, not going to start with RFK Jr. like conspiracy theories now. Asterbate, be careful. He's... The Krebs cycle. There was... You're bringing back funny memories. Krebs. There was this like Russian guy named Krebs. Played at the chess club. I've forgotten about him. Okay, yeah, I made a big mistake not taking that pawn when I could have taken it. Now I could play D4. The Krebs cycle. Okay, whatever. Yaron is hanging tough. Not easy to win this. My E5 pawn is a strength and a liability. Saji's going to war on the fat gay kids. Yeah, I heard about that. No, my daughter was just going off on me with that. She was just... Yeah. No, my daughter was just repeating that to me. The RFK. She loves that. She was telling me about it. I didn't know, you know. This is RFK's main thing. He's straight off like Joe Rogan. Straight out of the Joe Rogan show. Yeah, podcasters are destroying the world, and these influencers like Steve Bannon and all this shit, the bad shit that's happening in the world, is all thanks to these like idiotic influencers. Steve Bannon, Alex Jones, they're pulling the levers. Cucker Tarlson, influencing. Actually, came out of the Epstein files. Bannon was like bragging about influencing Trump. You know, he brags in the Epstein files about how he got Trump to do like $40 million tariffs and stuff. I know. Yeah, I just got heard about that. No, I don't watch podcasts on principle. Holy shit. "40-second attention span." Man, I gotta be careful here. Euronymous he came to fight. It's a little scary. What if I evacuated my king the other side of the board? That would be better, actually. Probably I should think about it. If not now, like very soon. Shit. Thank God my pawns are a positive influence. What could have happened there? What could possibly go wrong? Rook takes f5. Oh man, I gotta get my king out of here, man. It's getting out of here. I'm tired of this. I'm making a run for the border. We're getting out. No way. What are you going to do to me? I mean, at least this giant amoeba of pawns is good for something. I can kind of protect myself. I mean, your king's on g6. I'm not taking a draw. This very well might be equal, just like my opponent was on Sunday. But I do think that white is from a practical standpoint, just better. What's he doing with queen e7? He's trying to triple on the file. There's this. Oh, I didn't see that. It still doesn't change that much. There is one problem. I don't know if it's a problem or not, but it might be. If you try to get aggressive here, it could backfire. You go after my A pawn. You do that, that's fine. You could have played rook. You could have played rook a1 there. Uh-huh. Wow. He's scaring me today, man. Jeroen is in good form. I have to admit I'm kind of scared. Whoa, what's that? He panicked. Panic. Panic. He panicked. Why did you panic? You're going after my e-pawn? He panicked. Full panic. I just gave you that? I'm not supposed to give you that. That was a little too much. is going on here? What are you doing? Oh no. This is really sick. He fell for it. He had to play rook check on d3 first, and then take. Massive. All right, great game from Euron though. It was a really good game. Very similar. You played like a 60-year-old FM. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think F4 worked, but it might have. I definitely started taking some weird risks there. But I mean, guys, be careful. Euron is clearly up to power, full power today. My opponent also offered me a draw on Sunday. Gobble Romops, what? Just join a team. Ah, Reset 101. Dude, Reset 101. That's familiar. Reset 101? Isn't that some guy who was like streaming? There was a guy, an Indian guy, streaming in the hourly arenas who seemed pretty decent. I think that's the same guy. Maybe he just has a similar name. No, that's him. Okay. He was streaming arenas. Hourly arenas. I noticed that. I was playing on my Smurf account. But you're not going to reveal any secrets here. RFK Jr. They're turning the frogs gay. Alright. So, they're making the kids gay. Stapvargan is in first place. Wow, we haven't seen Stapvargan in a while. Miles. What is that, an F3 Nimzo? Oh shit, it's an F3 Nimzo. But can it be an F3 Nimzo? With B6? Could be an English defense, something like an F3 Nimzo. I'm not sure I've ever played the English defense against him. Hi, how's it going? Chess Dexter. You know, oddly enough, wasn't there an Indian Grandmaster or somebody? Oh, no, there was another Dexter. You know, I remember during the pandemic when we were playing these like team battles. I thought there was a title player from India named Dexter something. All right, so I can't remember now. It was like 6 years ago, 5 years ago. I remember playing. I thought I played someone named Dexter, like a strong blitz player. Oof, almost lost on time. I didn't. Dexter Morgan, maybe. I don't remember. But anyway, it was a title player from India. Some FM or strong FM or something. B3. This is Manak. Miles the Maniac. I'm not going to try to think too much here. 10-0. B3 right away against this. Interesting. King's Indian transposition. I can play A5. If I want to play like an old Indian, it's hard to get an E5. And a D6 is committal. It's not the most useful move for black. So anyways, welcome everybody. Miles the Maniac. Okay, it's like I'm white and a King's Indian. I mean, the standard play is like, the standard plan is the knight d7 and e5. But I don't know that line too well. Kramnik played it with the fianchetto, double fianchetto for white. That's a different line. Like g3 is much different than bishop on e2. This is standard, though. I mean, I suppose e5 takes, knight g4. Did I come up with some kind of idea last time? I don't remember. Better not to try to think about it. It's really just an enhanced blitz game. There's not that much time here. It's not a classical game. I shouldn't overthink this. This is like standard. So, alright, whatever. I'll just play the standard move. It's basically equal. White has maybe a tiny edge. c4 is not the only way to play, I would think. I feel like I'm playing the Budapest Gambit. Actually, I'm threatening knight f3 check, so. The problem with this line, from my perspective, is that it's really not very dynamic, very dry. White has a slightly better structure and control of the d5 square. I would never play this way with black in a tournament game. I just couldn't think of what to do, really. Honestly. Is f4 a threat? Possibly. This is a huge square. I think white's better structurally. You know, again, I don't normally do this. Easy to play with white. You know, I would recommend not playing this way with black. So, anyways, Budapest Gambit. You're gonna play what? Like, what are you gonna do? b4? If I go here, I'm inducing him. Inducing him. This is dangerous. I don't know. I don't understand Miles where he comes from. Do you still play tournaments in the USA from time to time? Yeah, my last tournament in the USA was in like 2017. Every 10 years or so. I think I played in the Continental Open in around 2017. Almost never. Well, I've only been in the USA once since the end of 2019, and that was like 4 months ago. I really thought about going to the National Open, but between like ICE and June in Las Vegas, I'm probably not going to do it. The political situation alone is so ugly. I feel like boycotting my own home country. So, anyways. White's playing a very steady kind of game here. Knight c5. Okay, what are you going to do? This was the plan anyway. I don't know why. I wanted to play in the National Open only because it's so late in the spring. It's actually in the summer, and I could play in the World Series of Poker. Some tournaments combine poker and chess at the same time. But since I have almost no money anyway, it's kind of crazy. I really can't play many poker tournaments without money. Okay, here I have bishop f5. So I need to know how that works. Inquiring minds want to know. Bishop f5. Do you have some sort of tactic? Bishop f5, e4, knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, bishop takes b2. Bishop f5, queen d1, knight e4. I don't understand. The other thing is that if I play... Maybe biased? Right. No, that's a good idea. You know, 21 plus is better. Yeah, yeah, maybe. I wouldn't mind, but yeah, actually, if I did play a tournament, that would be better. I've never been to Charlotte. Yeah, maybe. I'll consider it. I should. Should go back someday. Can you mate with Knight and Bishop? Yeah, I find Queen versus Rook to be harder. Knight and Bishop isn't that bad. Yeah, maybe I'll try someday if I get around to visiting the States again to go to Charlotte. But I know a lot of people who play in like the IM and GM tournaments there, and it's like the same as here, just filled with underrated players that are dangerous. I definitely don't want to play kids and people who are like underrated. I don't want to lose all my rating points. I'm trying to get rating points back. So, yeah, 21 plus might be okay. No closed IM tournaments for sure. You know, I am not touching that. Last year I lost like 17 elo points playing a morning round IM tournament because someone begged me to play because they didn't have a farm player. That's the reason why I'm not 2300. Playing a tournament I didn't want to play in. 2 nights. No. That's a thing I never studied, the 2 nights versus pawn in games. I always found it too tedious, you know? So how does this work? Okay, I have pawn takes pawn. It might be worthwhile to throw that in there. Pawn takes pawn, rook takes a1, but then your bishop's protected by a different thing, so that's a problem. I think I have to take right away. If I trade on the a file, his bishop takes, and then it's not the responsibility of the queen isn't overloaded anymore, which is why this tactic works. At least I think it works. I have done a lot of puzzles lately when I can't sleep. I like to do puzzle streak. I saw Anna Cantans was streaming earlier, saying that her brain hurts and she wants to do a 150 puzzle streak, but she needs help from the audience or something like that. Yeah, that's the way I always feel. Like my brain always feels like it's broken. But okay, I was gonna play a tournament game, so I wanted to warm up with some puzzles. So rarely I do puzzles, but this was an exception. Okay, so what's the deal here? You're threatening to win a piece, so I have to take. Now we have an option. I'm an options trader. We have the option to exchange on b4, but why? You know, why do I want to exchange on b4? Why does giving you control of the a file or something help me? It doesn't really. I don't see why I should do that. I probably should just capture. Wait, am I losing a piece? That would be bad. No, I'm like hallucinating now. Okay. Yeah, I'm hallucinating. Okay, let's think this through though. Are there any other options? Well, knight e2 check, what does it do? I could protect the knight with queen f6. Oh, that's a good move. Dark square theme. What do you get up to? Well, when I do that, usually if I'm tired, like I either make a mouse slip or make a mistake around like 40. If I'm tired. If I'm really not tired, I can get up to 100. Not always. Sometimes I'll do something dumb. My record's usually like in if it's bowling, I get like in 100. I get around 100 usually, 90, 100. But it takes a long time, you know. It takes a while anyway. I don't just do like the first thing I see. I mean, I don't answer the puzzles until I'm sure what the answer is. Some people try to do them real fast. Puzzle streak isn't good if you have ADD. I like it better than doing the puzzle racer and stuff. We need to get away from this have to do everything like super fast crap. Yeah, there's benefit in that too, but I'd rather be accurate than fast. Yeah, but when I'm tired, you can see such a clear difference. Sometimes I'll just do something blatantly crazy, like not see, pieces on the board or something. Oh, you're tricking me. Okay. Wait, why don't I just take, check, take. Nothing to see here, friends. Just move along. Just someone being murdered by ICE. Don't worry. It's just a pawn. It might still be a draw. Although, it's not fun. Generally speaking, though, honestly, obstacle or bishop positions are usually pretty vicious if the other pieces are on the board. It's possible white is lost here, though it hasn't been proven scientifically. There are 800 active GMs. Stefano in first place. Stop Vargan. Panbook is in the tournament. Miles, me, Redusa, Ruslan, Reset 101. Who's new? But I saw Reset, as I said. He was playing Hourly Arena. He's pretty good. So we're up a pawn. But we also have a situation where my opponent's pawns are more extended. So, the more you extend yourself, the more weaknesses you have. Yeah, I think so too. They study more than 3 hours a day. The serious ones, at least. That doesn't mean that all Grandmasters study 8 hours a day. And a lot of them, to be honest, a lot of them most likely waste a lot of time. They waste a lot of time playing bullet and stuff like that, from what I can see. Okay, not everyone does that, but that doesn't count really as studying. Maybe a little bit. So not all of the Grandmasters are so disciplined. I'm not a Grandmaster because I wasn't disciplined enough, probably, in terms of training and stuff. If I had been more disciplined, I would have made it, but I am disciplined, but not quite enough to make the GM title. I was close. If I had been more disciplined, I'm sure I would have done it, or more committed, or whatever. But whatever. It's not easy. You got to make choices. So this is an endgame, and I have good chances to grind him down. Obstacle or bishop's very important. Check. I'm not sure I should check. Check for the sake of checking. Always check, it might be mate. So here's a golden rule of positions really you want to put your pawns on the opposite color of your own bishop. Important. When possible. Mm-hmm. Well, here he's trying to break up my structure, so... Trading pawns gets him closer to a draw. I can't really avoid this exchange of pawns, unfortunately. Rook e3, pawn takes pawn anyway. So I may not have a choice here. I could play rook c3. Nobody asked me if this is a win or a draw because I don't have a clue. I mean, black has good practical chances to win the game. Everybody's different. No, I mean, I give him a passed pawn. If I do that, move 11, come on. You want to give him a passed d-pawn? That's not happening. Feels like I played this like the only way I could play it. The first thing I looked at, I don't think that works. We got to be careful here, obviously. You should always be careful. Yeah, another mistake. I should have played rook d4 probably. He could have played rook d1 there. I think that was better. But then again, what am I going to do about it? No. Well, I mean, the golden rule here is that we don't exchange rooks, right? This is not... Move 11 might or might not have obsessive thinking about outside pass pawns. Do I really want to play f5, though? Maybe not, but I do have to do something, huh? This guy has shown a real propensity for he's shown propensity. Propensity for what? Propensity for trading pawns. Is that a thing too? PFTP? Propensity for trading pawns. I want to get the bishop active here. I have a plan. Oh, he prevented it. Oof. Okay. Wow. PFFs. Okay. That's what I thought. Certainly a tricky position. Jesus. Jesus. Someone plays a lot of bullet chess. I'm not naming names. Jesus Christ, dude. Certainly is motivated. This is a draw. That's pretty impressive, honestly. A little stronger than your rating. I was winning. But he's so fast, it's like ridiculous. I don't have any time to think. That's really sick. I don't know how you're 2200. I mean, with that kind of speed, you should be like 2500 at least. I don't know how you could possibly be under 2500 on Lichess. Like in Blitz or Bullet. I don't understand. You can defend that well in that kind of endgame against a titled player using no time. How are you not like 2500? I don't understand. Like, that's very strange. You still have like 1200 games here. I mean, you're only 2200. Still, that kind of defense is not easy. Stefano, you have no winning chances and you're getting tortured and you're like faster than me. That's so disappointing. Fairly easy win for black too, and I blew it. Normally I would win that even against titled players. I sacked the exchange in the wrong moment. I had the feeling it wasn't enough when I sacked the exchange there, but I was already getting kind of tired. Tired me out. Chess fam, what's up? Yeah, I mean that's really unbelievable. In an arena, a rapid, we just spent like 30 minutes to play one game. It's really stupid. Now we have no chance. It'd better if just someone resigned in that situation. So what's this? I decided to play a gambit, as you can see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, 100 moves, I get a little tired. I was fed up with that. Not easy to win. It should have been winning. But I think right out of the gate, I didn't play it optimally. 2-second increment isn't my thing. I normally like to have 3. I don't know anything about, Pili, okay. I sacked 2 pawns here. It's pretty risky. Bishop c4, bishop takes c3, b takes c3, knight takes c4. Well, I've never played this before. This move order, like, I think maybe I should play e5. And I fucked up. He's not supposed to get away with this. I think I have e5. That's even better. But I'm kind of tilted after the last game, so I decided to play, a little bit crazy. I think his move order is inaccurate. I have e5 there, boom, and he's in trouble. You can't. Yeah, normally they play d6 or something, so he tricked me, but that's a dubious move order, looks like. So how does this work? I only played you 3 times. Yeah, no, the move order is messed up. A lot of people play like pawn takes. I think that's bad. Knight takes is better. But normally what black will do is like knight c6 here and transpose back into normal line. So I didn't exploit his move order. I was tilted. So I'm curious about this. Can I sack a piece? Probably not. Not sure. Wow, he just instantly takes it. Wow. I had a bad hallucination here. Not a hallucination, but a miscalculation. Thought I had something that I don't. Well, that sucks. Looks like I'm just lost. I'm surprised how quickly he played. It's a good thing it's not a rated game. Well, I mean, the point was to play bishop d3, or rook takes e5 and bishop d3. But it's obviously not possible. It's not protected. This is coffee house. It doesn't work. Rook takes e5. There's nothing. I'm just lost. Yeah, the less you play, the rating change should be less. $1,800. 6 rapid games, 6 wins. Wow. I was just tilted after the last game. And he's 1,800. I didn't think he was like master strength, but he defended this perfectly. Yeah, e5. I missed my one chance. You play this gambit, you can't fuck around. I think even here I have compensation, but it's 2 pawns, not 1. I can't sack this piece. I have to just retreat my bishop back to like h4. This is unsound, obviously. I like how he's hitting the moves instantly. He's not a little too quickly finding the best move every turn. For somebody who's rated 1850. Seems a bit much to me. What do I know? How bad the average 1850 is? They don't confidently find the best move of return. This is gonna come down with black maybe making a mistake on that one move in the opening. I also lost the last time against him. Was that a simul game? Oh shit. 1685. He was 1685 for last game. Sometimes I'm surprised though, you know, people are... Wow. People are, how to say, like, overconfident? I don't understand how Stefano is winning this tournament. Reset seems like he's underrated. That I understand. Ruslan's in third. He's 1600. Doesn't make sense. That definitely doesn't make sense. Alright. So what's the plan now? Black's still winning? Oh, right. Check. Well, the way he played this isn't perfect, that's for sure. That theory. Theory goes out the window. Allowing too much complication. Rook e5. Wait, what's the material? I'm down a whole rook. Well, f4. This is getting kind of weird at this point. My opponent's so confident, you know, like, that's what I don't get sometimes. Why are you so confident against someone who's supposed to be 700 points higher? I guess they just don't care. You know, that's the bottom line. I'm expecting people, I'm thinking through my lens, right? Through my lens of thinking. I'm like, I'm not going to be confident against someone 700 points higher. it's not that they're that confident. They're overconfident. You know, there's a difference between overconfidence and being confident. You know, he's not confident. He's overconfident. Regardless of who he's playing. You know. All right. So rook f5. We don't have a lot of time here. What the hell is going on? Not a lot of time, literally and figuratively. Literally on the board. Just the urge to play too fast. Maybe you're right. Perception versus reality. I'm always trying to understand my opponents. Also, don't take the results in the arena seriously. If I was, I would be berserking. I'd rather play some quality games. Knight takes f4. Okay, this is really now getting crazy. Wow. Bro, what is happening? Check. h6. Wow, what is going on here, guys? Damn it. What other move do I have there? Check. Queen takes g7 doesn't work. I don't think I had any other options. h6. The hell? Oh, yes, queen h6. How sick is this? Oh no! Oh no. Oh no. Sludgy. That's why we practice our tactics, right? Oh no. Queen g8, queen sacrifice. Ah. Playing for cheapos. No, I wasn't playing for cheapos. That just happened to be there. Of course he has bishop e6. I mean, there's one thing when you play for cheapos, another thing when you just have a lost position and you take what you can get. I mean, I expected bishop e6, but he thought he found a crafty move. Ugh. Yeah. Alright. Oh, we had a request to join the team. TP Bot, how are you not in the team? Oh, you don't have any rated games? TP Bot has been a member of Lichess for like 8 years and has no rated games. Alright. No, you do. I'm just kidding. You're just provisional. Oh, I have a question, right? I have a question. This is a good thing I've been doing those tactic streaks. So the other day I looked at FIDE. I mean, I looked up this rule about the FIDE K factors, which I still don't understand. Thanks for the game. It wasn't a good game, but I'll take it. So I don't understand something, right? If you look up, if you ask, like, I don't know, Chat GPT, how does FIDE chess ELO ratings work regarding, 40K factor? And, you'd think, like, the 40K factor was just for provisional players. The problem is, like, the young players seem to keep the 40K factor forever. Like, for years. Like, I don't understand, so they're, like, discriminating. Someone should just do, like, a lawsuit against the World Chess Federation for discriminating against for, like, age discrimination. How does it work? How does it work? How do they work? How do you have the 40K factor forever? If you look up what's his face, the guy who won Weekend Z, Andy Woodward. It's not though, Gulkard. He had 40K factor forever. It was like years. 30 events. I also thought 30 days. What do you mean 30 events? 30 events? 30 events? Bro, Andy Woodward was 40K factor for like years. I mean, look at his rating history. Something's going on. Like, if you're an adult, you get 30 games, but maybe if you're under a certain age, you keep the 40K factor forever or for a long time or something. I really do not understand. Because, like, just for example, I checked Andy Woodward, who went up very quickly, No, dude, I'm talking about FIDE ratings, looking on the FIDE website, checking his ratings on FIDE. He was 40K factor, 40K factor, 40K factor for years. He was 40K factor in 2020. He was 22. He was 40K factor in 2024. He was like 40K factor until he became 2400. Okay? So explain to me how that works, because I don't really understand. It seems like total bullshit. Are some players keeping their 40K factor because they're youth or something like that? Because it's totally insane. The 40K factor should only be, like, yes, it should really only be for, like, your first 30 games. I don't care about your age, whether you're from another planet, It's, the rating is wildly going up and down when you have a 40K factor. It's not something that should be in place for more than 30 games. Oh my god. Yeah, but Gina Rook, on another subject, yeah, that guy is horrible. But it's funny, that's the second reference to Sargon today. Does anyone remember Zarkov, the chess program? And so today I had this discussion with a friend of mine. I still don't understand. I'm not finishing this discussion about 40K factor. Because I still don't understand how the fuck Andy Woodward can play with a 40K factor for years, or how people have a 40K factor for years. I do not understand how that works, and I want to understand how it works, because it's unfair. If I had a 40K factor right now, I would be like, I could just play a bunch of tournaments and be like 2,500 very easily. I would just be motivated, play a whole bunch of tournaments in like 1 month. I could play 4 events, uber prepare, play my very best, and I would raise my rating from like 2300 to 2500 or something. 40K factors are bullshit. That's why a lot of people running around with the FM title that don't deserve it, for example. We have one on my team. He's an FM who's rated 2205. A young FM rated 2205. If you're a young FM and your rating is 2205, you shouldn't be an FM, okay? It's obvious. But anyways, yeah, that guy, I don't know why do you say Thibault and his horrible sidekick Sargon? I mean, what gives you the impression that Thibault cares about Sargon or whatever? That guy is a hanger-on. The Sargon guy. He's like a hanger-on. You know, he's like an influencer attached himself to Jeffrey Epstein or something. Okay, this is insane. Gabriel Mops, it was normal until you did that. Sargon is a crazy, you know, overpowered wannabe chess moderator. You know, Thibault designed Lee Chess, he's a programmer. But I don't think there's any real connection between those two. I wouldn't imagine they were like friends or something. I think you're just making that up. You know, when I first joined Lee Chess, I think Sargon was just, you know, trying to wheedle his way into being a mod or something. Who knows how it works behind the scenes, you know? I just can't imagine those two people having anything to do with each other, because they're not at all alike. Gina Rook. They may be bad in different ways. I think Thibault is okay, but he may have some detracting characteristics. I can't imagine lumping them together as like, you know, partners in crime or something. Sargon is horrible. He's just a awful chess forum monster. A wannabe chess forum monster. I had to like never ever post on forums. I mean, because of people like that, I won't even go close to it. But anyway, does anyone understand the rating system? Seriously? How can you be 40K factor for 4 years? Gobble Romops started the opening well and then lost his marbles. Maybe Mr. Coffee would know, but he doesn't really know FIDE stuff. Official rules are until the end of the year of their 18th birthday. Oh my god. That's what it is. Dude, that's a lawsuit. We should all sue FIDE. Everyone over 18 should sue FIDE for age discrimination. Yeah, this isn't new. This has been around for a while. So if you're 19, it doesn't count. It's totally... That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Can I sue like FIDE in the... Where can I sue them in some sort of international court for discrimination or age-based discrimination? Yeah, basically juniors are provisional until they're 18. Just a slight advantage. Nothing major. Almost indefinitely provisional. Okay, now I understand how it works. So that's why. Yeah, I've seen a lot of cases where this makes kids overrated. I have C3. But roll maps, why did you go crazy? You know, you're playing the white side of a Benoni, okay. The decision to play F3 is probably wrong here, but whatever. And then G4. I mean, in this position you have to play knight H3, and you're fine. Probably my knight D7 is actually a mistake. I mean, I don't know. G4 is pretty risky. All right. Reset is in first place. He started on a first round loss against Ruslan. He seems pretty good. But I'm not berserking. It looks like Reset has been smart about berserking, mostly against the weaker players. I just enjoy playing the games too much. I don't care. Alright. Stefargan in second. Stefano in third. I just wanted to understand that FIDE rating thing. It's bullshit, man. We should sue them in the court of law. How can you have a different standard for people who are under 18 and people who are over 18? That seems like illegal. It doesn't matter for me. I mean, I'm 10K factor for life, which is also, yeah. Anyway. My favorite is when IMs get the title without actually crossing 2400, which is bullshit, by the way. There are a lot of IMs who just barely make the title. They get like 2400 unofficially, like in between the rating supplements. You know, probably, especially the weakest ones, but it's a legitimate way to get the title, okay? You reach the rating technically, but here's the thing, you can't have it both ways. I've seen cases of people who they get the IM title, which means you have to be 2400 to get the title, but their K factor stays at 20. Another ridiculous FIDE rating lie. How can you get the IM title and have a 20K factor? By definition, you had to reach 2400 to get the title. And when you reach 2400, your K factor is supposed to go down to 10. But so now you have IMs who never went over 2400 officially on a list, so they don't account for that. FIDE is totally corrupt and stupid. Gina Rook, you pay too much attention to this stuff. You shouldn't let it bother you so much. You know, my advice would be to just try to ignore them and forget about it. There's no reason to worry about it. I mean, yeah, it's annoying to get your account blocked, but you're probably learning a lesson there. Matt, let you in. Oh no. Let you in? What do you mean let you in? What are you talking about? Another one of these bad... You have done so much. You've done so since then. Okay. Well, you just seem upset about it, so... I thought you were an Arsenal fan for a minute. No, I used to get upset about stuff. You know, like, and let it eat away at me, but Now I'm learning. Life's too short to worry about stupid stuff. Best to just avoid any kind of like online chat forums of any kind. So here I had an idea. What's the problem? Rating is important. It is important, and I'll tell you why, Guldur Kant. But not for the reason you might think. Rating isn't important. It's the quality of your games account. Yes, but rating is important because if you have a higher rating, you get to play better opponents. And that's the only reason why rating is important. In my opinion, that's the one reason. No, don't worry, Jay Pullman. Ruslan Bear is Ukrainian. It's alright. He's Ukrainian Bear, which is better. And I'm sure they have bears because there are a lot of bears in Romania, and Ukraine is very close. You also get more peeps in your simul if you host one. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, like giving simuls, right. Title players. The advantage. Okay, where do I want to go now? I was concerned about Knight H5 earlier, and I'm still concerned about it. Yeah, nice, nice. So you've got disclaimer. My knight on e5 is not properly supported. Mad NPC is no more? Your account is gone? You got banned? Wait, let you in? But I'm not seeing it. Are you requesting to join the team or something? Maybe I have to go to my profile? I'm not seeing any messages. You want to like join our team? What are you saying? What are you saying, man? You want me to admit a new player? Or maybe you already got admitted. Can Lee Chess give me nearly WCM? Is WCM a thing? Is that a real thing? I didn't think that was a real title. They can give you WLM. How about that? That they can do. Yes, it's real. Why do you never see anybody with WCM? I just see millions of WFMs. Okay, it's real and it's a scam. Like all FIDE titles. They're mostly scams. I mean, they only created the CM title. And I mean the main one. Not women's CM, but normal CM was only created to make money. It's just a scam to make money. There's no need to have a title between FIDE Master, you know, and NM or whatever. Just another way for them to make $50 a pop on some kind of scam. Okay, so what do I do? This is really annoying. I guess I don't have an answer. Rook B1. Ooh, that sucks. Really don't like this. And you're attacking that too. This is bizarre, bro. I have no moves? What the heck? What am I going to have to play? Like C3 and D4? That's insane. I can't believe I don't have a normal move in this position. No, FIDE scams everybody. They scam tournaments out of paying rating fees. They scam people for these titles. If they weren't a corrupt organization ruled by Russian oligarchs, they could probably find a big corporation to sponsor things like tournament fees, title applications. But the problem is, since the whole thing is run by, you know, criminals, they can't find a respectable company to sponsor them. So they have to like scam everyone for, you know, chump change. And the organization can never really gain respect and grow. A normal sports federation could get a sponsorship from a real company or something. It's embarrassing, you know. They shouldn't be charging their members fees to rate tournaments that cost almost nothing. It's such a joke. What am I going to do? This is so bizarre. Wow. I don't know what to do. G4? G4. Crazy idea. It might just work. That's all they have to do. You know, resign all the Russians and Satovsky and Dvorkovich. Hand over control of FIDE to like a neutral country or something in the middle of Europe, like Switzerland. I don't know. They have offices in Switzerland already. Just have those corrupt guys resign, and then we could get like, you know, a real company to maybe donate and support the World Chess Federation. But they're never going to resign. You're never going to get rid of Dvorkovich and Satovsky. They're just making money off of it. It's always hard to get these corrupt dudes out of there. Uganda title women candidate master. You never see people WCM on Lichess. It's a rare title. Okay, also men's CMs, or what do you want to call them? You know, proper CM. It's not necessarily man's. Women can achieve the title too. But the point is, a lot of people don't want to pay like the $50 or whatever. So they think it's sort of a silly title, so they don't even bother. CM has only existed since when? Like 2010, probably. I think it was created around 2010. I don't remember, you know, exactly. And Stefano is playing. Everybody's playing well today. Honestly. This Rosalimo, I normally can play like in my sleep, but today feels a little tougher. Also, very tough game with Ruin. I keep getting heavy peace end games. Yeah, okay, I understand. So WCM is a real title. Alright. Just, you don't see it very often. A lot of WFMs. Chess Zebra, welcome. The teaching stream. Reset is in first place. He's new here. Stafford against Stefano. I'm playing Stefano now. Now, maybe Stefano is young and has gotten better. But, you know, everybody's like a mystery to me. Stefano got a draw against me once. He has the worst score of anyone, his rating against me. 1/2, 20, 29.5. I still remember the draw. Kind of vaguely. That was a nasty moment there, where my opponent had the knight on e5 strung out. I'm not sure if what I did ultimately was perfect, but I got lucky here. We got out of this with minimum damage. By the way, I saw a funny meme somewhere where they posted like, has anybody seen this? Like Donald Trump, like he was a video game character with like bruises on his hands, and it shows his hit points like bar across the top. Like Trump has like 5 hit points left out of like a starting like 30 or something like that. I thought that was pretty funny. He has like base. Donald Trump's like base 30 hit points. He's down to 5 now. 180, only 18,500. 18,500 titled players. That's a lot of money. The day he unalives is going to be the greatest day. Well, I was thinking of Polymarket betting on whether Trump or Biden will live longer. I wonder where that's at, you know? Do you think there's a Polymarket for that? It's like voting on Trump Biden again. You get a second chance. I'm still going to go with Biden. It's kind of wishful thinking, though. It's like betting on the Patriots. I thought about betting on the Super Bowl. But honestly, it's very bad if you bet with your emotions, you know. I don't really do sports betting, but I have a lot of friends who are hardcore into sports betting. Yeah, never bet with your emotions. Stefano seems very practical for a guy who's a half point against me in 30 games. Do you remember your skit game show? Canadian or dead? The MTV skit? No. That's funny. I mean, Trump was basically a game show host when he did, kind of like a game show host. He would have been a good game show host, actually. Terribly rude, but he would have been funny, you know. It would have been funny. But when he did the, you know, just imagine how weird it is in this world that Donald Trump was totally busted, and the only thing that saved him was a stupid TV show. The Apprentice totally changed the world. One stupid fucking TV show ruined the world by bringing this loser back from the dead, like financially. Did you see the joke that retiring Republican Senator Tom Tillis said when Trump called him a loser? This is the greatest comeback of the year. He's like, yeah, that makes you qualified to be like his, like, you know, cabinet member or whatever. One of the, like, you know, okay, he's a Republican, whatever, but at least the guy has some kind of integrity. Kind of like, what's the guy from Montana who has cancer? Ben Sass, was it? I forget. There's a few Republicans left, but most of them just converted to Trumpism. More stuff on Tulsi. Oh, good. I'm beginning to think like Alexander Shabalov must be like a Russian sympathizer. You know, he's into Tulsi. She's like tied to the KGB and shit. Very suspicious. Another thing I never understood, right? Most of the people who immigrated from Russia were Russian Jews. But I was never sure, is Shabalov Jewish? I don't know. Why would he immigrate if he wasn't Jewish? That's the question. Basically, no one else did, you know. What Russian chess players immigrated from the Soviet Union to the United States who weren't Jewish? Anybody? Not many. Why would they? It was the point that the Soviets were discriminating, especially against the Jews. And they were treated like second-class citizens. Because now they're fighting Nazism, right? Huh. I like Shaba, but that Tulsi Gabbard comment, really, I was like, that was bizarre, you know. Why do you like Tulsi Gabbard, dude? That's weird. It's a weird thing to say. Kamsky? Well, anybody named Ski could be Jewish. I'm not an expert. Kamsky could be Jewish. I don't know if he's Jewish. I have no idea. But Kamsky was an exception. Kamsky's dad, you know, was fucking crazy. And I don't know if he's Jewish. I'm not an expert on names. But Kamsky's dad was crazy. You know, he was like a retired fighter or something. He probably murdered people. So who knows what he was trying to get away from there. Rustam is like rumored to have like killed people. I mean, I believe it. I think there's more to that story, you know. Wasn't like Rustam was very problematic. I don't know that they left because of religious persecution. I don't remember the story. I'm gonna lose on time. Thank God for 2-second increments. No, I just wanted to start a conspiracy theory about Shabalov. The weird Tulsi Gabbard thing. But you never know. So Epstein was tied to the Russians too, somehow. A lot of stuff coming out about that. Yeah, I saw something about that. I just can't watch the news. It's such a shit show. You know, every day it's like... You don't like politics? Oh, tell me about it. But as I said before, we can't bury our heads in the sand. I know. That's all we hear all day. I know. No, I don't want to focus on politics. But I also try not to ignore it. Try to find a happy medium somehow, you know? When it's directly tied to chess. Yeah. No, Shabalov, like, I'm like, I don't know how we got on this subject. It was 2 years ago. I guess it was the election coming up, you know, so somehow something political in a conversation, and he mentions that he likes Tulsi Gabbard. I thought it was such a random and weird thing to say, you know, for a chess player. It's, what is it? Like physically you like her, or what are you trying to say here, dude? So now I'm not going to be able to win. The Stefano. Oh no. The structure is completely locked. But wait, it's not. But it's not. I can do this. Houdini style. If I played A3, the game would be a dead draw. But I didn't. Maybe I should play B3 before it's too late. Rule number 1 of chess school. Do not play increments like they're sudden death. Yeah, that's bad. Too passive. Rook C7 was better. At least you got a tiny bit of counterplay. Oh. Alright, we go. You go, girl. Watch my king. Rook B1 check. That was really his last hope. Quality, not quantity. All right. The queenside wasn't locked. He played a good game. But again, time management. You cannot absolutely play for time. This is why it's 10+2. Of course, if you berserk and the other player berserks, that's a different story. Ghost Rainfall. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. And donate lots of money. Look at all those donations we got. Walter can't play? Oh, Walter can't play. Oh, no. Walter's not allowed to play because he has no games. Oh, no. I wish I had seen it earlier. I would have let you in. Oh, so poor Walter. Shit. So, Gable Romops came in. Okay. I am endgame beatdown. Well, I guess there was no way he could. There's no way he could really force the structure to be completely locked. And ultimately, he was losing like the whole game. Well, from the middle game forward. They let you in now. The reset is in first place. Stop for in second. I'm in third. I'm not berserking. I'm not trying to prove anything here. I just want to play some games. So I'm happy if I finish in the top 3. See, if I berserked that game, I'm toast. I would have lost. You know. Anyway, we try not to do too much politics. Dafidav, are you in the tournament? There he is. He's in. Just no politics. Alright, Uber driver's in with Stapvargan. They're playing now. Good game. T-Poobot is playing Reduce and Reuse. He's very into recycling. Redusa. Oh my god, it's cold in Hawaii. Bro, we have like snow here. You're in Kentucky. Say hi to Kaidana for me. Bill! How are you? Oh, great to see you. We did our Kaidana imitation last week. He's a really good guy, though. I like him. He's a nice person. All right. Yeah, Gregory Kaidana was telling me the story of how when he immigrated, how he ended up in Kentucky, which was interesting, kind of random. And I asked him, how did you end up in Kentucky? Like, apparently he went to New York and he got robbed. They got robbed, like, immediately when they first arrived. They're like, nope. No, we're not going to do New York. And then somehow someone from Kentucky invited him there. It worked out. Americana. I've never been to Kentucky, sadly. Never been to a lot of states. All right. So, I did have a student, I think a while back, a few years ago, before the pandemic. Who was I talking to? Oh, I know what it was. No, another guy. We did some analysis for him. Yeah. That was it. It was analysis games for a guy from Kentucky. He's actually a pretty good correspondence player. He had taken lessons with Kaidanov, but Kaidanov is really expensive. He charges like the absolute premium. Most expensive chess coach. Well, I guess aside from like some celebrity chess player. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody for playing in my tournament. It turned out to be fairly successful. We have only 19 players, but it's always it's always a good time to give sub. Observer. Oh, okay. I see observers are being trained. Chess observers. I've talked about observers. We used to play chess in this cafe for years, and there are always people who didn't play. They only observed. I always found that very interesting. You know, this one guy. I think he was probably a professor at Harvard. I'm not sure. He was some kind of either professor, researcher. He just would come by and spend hours watching people play chess. I never saw him play in years. Years of being a chess observer. It's crazy. You'd think it would get boring after a while. You'd want to play, you know. But this guy did this for years and years. I thought it was fascinating. Alright, so reset 101. Lost against Arun. Arun also played really well against me today. But I feel like Arun is one of those players like me who his play really depends on his current state, you know. How many beers he had. Acerbate berserking. Yes, berserk acerbate, do it. Just play on your instinct. It's hard for me to let go. Hard for me to let go and play on instinct. Here we go, another one of these. Yeah. B4 reasonable. It's reasonable. It's the King's Indian attack. Well, I'm playing the King's Indian attack with black against the French-Polish type setup. That's very strange. Bishop D3. Very strange. Bill, how are you? Have you seen Tulsi Gabbard lately? It always reminds you a little bit of the guy from Despicable Me. Bill, where are my minions? Oh, my minions have left me. Do it, Acerbate. That's right. That's right, baby. That's correct. That's correct. Alright. Nice sack. Nice pawn sack. Reverse Rossalimo. Does this work? Knight takes c4. Just play it positionally. What could possibly go wrong? You're only going to get checkmated. No big deal. No, it's a reasonable pawn sack. I have done quite similar stuff myself on oh, this is the King's Indian attack. Look at that bishop. It comes to b3, and he has Nimzovich. Oh no, f3. How does that work? Inquiring minds want to know. f3, you're not going a bit too far now. Nah, he does crazy shit. He really does crazy shit. Intuitive sacrifice. What? In between move. I think that's just random. That was just random. 4 beers. And a crouton. Acerbate. Oh, you have that. Rook takes. You have that anyway. Okay, I missed that. I thought you were toast immediately. 4 beers and a crouton. Look at that. Bishop coming back in the game. Psychopathic chess. No, he does crazy stuff all the time. I don't know why. Asteroid had some self-control, he'd be a really, really dangerous opponent. But he's very inconsistent because of this kind of lack of self-control. Now he has h4, which I thought trapped my rook in actuality, and that probably would work pretty well, dude. Seems not in the mood to play chess. That happens a lot. And if that's the case, then don't play, you know? But the good thing is it'll come back. It'll come back soon. Alright. You gotta follow. No, roll mops tip $5. Gobble roll mops. No. Alright. Thank you, Romops. Little fishes. We're in first place with the Berserk. Why does Acerbi play like such a maniac? Why does he have to do that? Like, he's capable of playing normally. Oh, by the way, what happened to Miles the Miasmic? He lost. He lost to Uber driver and quit. Oof. No, actually, the way that Acerbi played that pawn sacrifice looks pretty good to me. Knight e5 was correct. A lot of players would have gone wrong and retreated their knight passively. I think you're right to play knight e5, Acerbi. The pawn sacrifice is reasonable to open the dark square diagonal, though I do have a bishop myself on that diagonal. It's true. Oh, you know, the thing is, Mad NPC, he used to play e4 all the time. And then he became kind of infatuated with playing more hypermodern stuff. No, I think it's better too. Like, he's rounded his game a lot by playing hypermodern openings, and he's gotten quite good at the Sicilian. But he was better. He was much more effective with e4. But I think that, you know, it is like also more theoretical, and I don't think Acer really likes. He doesn't like memorizing openings and stuff. He doesn't really have a good mindset for that. So I guess with knight f3 and b3 and whatever, he feels like he can play whatever. But I think he was more effective with e4. You know, he really he was playing the you know what he really played well? The Vienna Gambit, for example. Like attacking systems where he would play e4, knight c3, f4. He had some good games. I think e4 is suiting his style better too, you know. But you expand your horizons by trying different stuff, experimenting with different style openings, hypermodern style openings. Oh no, my rook. Nice to see Uber driver back. I hope all is well in Trumpistan. Yeah, Acerbi went into the hypermodern school by playing the Sicilian and by playing starting to play b3 with white, and now knight f3. But yeah, it's too quiet for him. I think it's too quiet for him, honestly. Tipu bot one game and you're done. One win against Redusa. What happened? Black just resigned. She didn't lose anything. White resigned. Wait, White resigned? Why did White resign? What happened there? What's going on there? Why did White resign? He got disconnected? He resigned. His connection resigned. Nefedov on vodka break. Don't make me want to drink alcohol, guys. I think I have to go to the tax office in the morning. I have to get like a Hungarian tax number. So stupid. Oh, bishop f8. He was losing a piece. Now I'm playing this persona. Just e3, something to get him out of his book. Yesterday I played a series of games with some random dude online, and they quit when I started playing e3. So I beat him the first game of e3, they stopped playing. Honestly, I should just play d4 there. Wait, he could have just retreated? Oh yeah, no, the computer said it's okay. Right, so the book's called E3 Poison, but it's not really about one E3, right? Axel Smith. It's knight f3 in e3. I know everyone like buys the book, they're like disappointed. Oh fuck, I thought this was about e3 on the first move. Is f3 a good move here? I know, it's definitely good after d5. How bad can it be? It's just a... What is it called? Guimard French in reverse? It's probably slightly better for black because my knight's on c3. The best move for white after e3, e5, you either have to play the English, which is what I would normally do. I don't know why I didn't do that, or d4, which is a lot of cases leading to the French exchange. But this isn't that good for white, obviously. It's risky. But I'm hoping black will play d5 so you can do this like weird queen h5 move, which isn't even really very good, but it's kind of fun. He says he's not a good frame. Yeah, this is the best move, bishop b4. So what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Bishop b4 is the best move, but anyway, it's a good move. It has to be a good move. It can't be a bad move. Now it could be a bad move. He still has the Nimzovich trick, right? Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes b4, queen h4 check. What's going on there? I don't know. I'm not going to waste my time calculating it. Although I'm tempted to. Knight e4, knight e4, bishop takes b4, queen h4 check. I could play even king e2. That's insane, though. Why do we want to give a kind of aggressive player the initiative? You know, it doesn't make sense. If I take, I can take, play a3. It's kind of slow. We could play like Jabava, queen e2. Jabava. Oh, by the way, like Jabava plays for this team we're playing in 2 weeks, but he's only played 1 match out of 6. Sorry. He plays first board for the team we're gonna play against, but only played once because the team sucks, and they don't have money probably. So he's only played 1 game. My team is second to last. Now we're tied for last, but second to last on tie breaks. And it looks like maybe I should take with a pawn there. Actually, it looks like we're very close to getting relegated. Not my fault, although I didn't help. I did lose 2 games. I think that's the most anyone's won. I won 2 games also, which is like, no one on the team has won more than that. Relegated sounds bad. The team is weak, and it came up from the lower division. But it's not a big deal. Like, Hungarian chess has no money, and honestly, like, a lot of, we have like economic disaster here. I mean, even the top teams are really have gotten weaker, it seems like. There's no money, there's no strong players. And but you go down to the 2nd or 3rd division and it's really weak. Our team, it doesn't take that much to stay alive in the 2nd division. A few decent masters, you should be fine. But my team managed to pick a couple of like really out of practice players, elevate them to higher boards, put a really overrated kid or under, let's say, not good enough player on board 2, and put me on a low board where I really am wasted. So that's why we're almost relegated. I don't care. Whatever. Their problem. They want to put me on board 6, that's their choice. I used to play like board 1 or board 2. Maximum board 3 in this division. I'm completely wasted. It's like you're being overqualified. Like you're a brain surgeon. You're a brain surgeon performing like autopsies or something. You're totally overqualified for what you're doing. And in fact, I lost 2 games because I was like unwilling to draw. This is the only reason why I lost 2 games. One player, in fact, offered me a draw. The other would have taken a draw at any time, but I have this obligation to play for a win because I'm higher rated than my opponents or whatever. That's the only reason I lost. Put me on a higher board, I won't lose very often anyway. You have D4? Some people are better on, better at playing like weaker players. Some people are probably better at playing stronger players. But in my case, I'm not going to give draws to low-rated players. I think this is a mistake, D takes C5. If the team gets relegated, I'll have to like find another team because I can't see myself playing in the 3rd division or whatever. Don't worry. Everything's under control. Slightly dubious play here by white. Relegated to lower division. There you go. Yeah. To the next lower division. Where I'll be playing like, 2,000 players. I'm already playing 2,000 players on board 6. Imagine what I'd be playing in like the 3rd division or 2nd division, whatever it's called. Yeah, well, I guess I have to take, huh? That was a tough one. They tricked me. They fucking tricked me. They did not give me the impression. I told them, I was like, look, are we going to have like a meeting or something to decide the board order before the season starts? And the guy's like, yes, we're going to have a meeting. And then all of a sudden, boom, I was just like stuck on board 6 with no consultation whatsoever. Not cool, and whatever. I had already told him the other team did something similar, although not as extreme as that. Putting a really shitty player ahead of me because he was like driving the car to matches and stuff. But whatever. The guy's like an ageist. He thinks that older players are automatically not as good as younger players, which is bullshit. His frustration, not mine. Our team captain. Now he's all despondent because our team's getting relegated. I keep resisting telling him, like, why the fuck did you put me on board 6? Because it's, you know, it's very obvious, like, this wouldn't have happened as badly if you'd not done that. But it's like, you know, what's the point in telling him that? You know, I'm just like rubbing it in, you know. Yeah, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have put me on board 6. What am I going to do there, you know? I have a 50% score on board 6. I probably would have had a 50% score or better on board 2 or board 1. I would have just drawn with the strong players instead of like declining their draws of the lower rated ones. This week, our board 2 lost to a guy that I would have like instantly made a draw with white too. F5. Black's lacking in development. Is my queen trapped though? Not quite. Superfluous Knights. Oh, my Superfluous Knights. Yeah. Well, he's not good. He's got a lot of pieces at home, you know, in the box. Well, he said it himself. Now my queen is trapped. Not quite. Oh, I had bishop takes h7, queen d3 check. Such an idiot. I don't know if it's good. The bishop's actually a pretty good defender as well, but this move I saw, although I was looking at it in a different position. Not now. Rook e3. Oh. You might be on something there. No, but, okay, yeah, rook e3. What do you know? I sacked my queen. So if rook e3, bishop c4, and if rook g3, bishop takes d5, check, king f8, pawn takes pawn. I have no idea what's going on. My pieces are pretty loose, so maybe he's winning. But it's no guarantee. I have a lot of development. Maybe I have enough compensation. He just accused Trump of child abuse. Well, there's a first. I don't know who Ted Lieu is. Are they British or American? Well, things are getting good in Epstein land. But it's really an uproar in the UK with Fergie and everything. It's a Democratic senator. Okay, the name did sound familiar. Well, we got some good soap opera coming up. Trump just continues to defy gravity no matter what he does. You know, the I could murder someone on Fifth Avenue comment. I mean, how does this work though? You're just losing the rook, right? Democratic senators, I have like a Facebook feed full of them. They're always saying stuff, but nothing ever sticks. All right. Queen. Yeah. Gotta be careful. All right. Well, boys and girls, evidence in the Epstein files. Dude, the government spent like months like pouring through it so they could delete pictures of Donald Trump. They just left like naked victims, photos and stuff. You'd think they would at least get the Trump stuff out of the files. I mean, isn't that what they're supposed to do? That's why they didn't release the files. How incompetent would you have to be to not like delete the bad things about Trump? I mean, that was the whole point. See, that's what happens when you have like a government full of incompetent sycophants, whatever you call it. They're sycophants, but they're incompetent. So that's the dilemma that Trump faces. You could never get anyone competent to work for him, and so far it's held up. But you'd think it would be a serious handicap, not being able to hire like one competent person, because there's no competent person in the world that would ever possibly, work for you. Kind of a disadvantage. Yeah, well, where was it today? Someone said, oh, even Richard Branson. Yeah, even Richard Branson, hanging out with Epstein. But yeah, it was true though. I mean, he was in the social scene with everybody. So, it's like you're not guilty of child sex abuse for meeting the guy. I mean, it has to be handled on a case by case basis. It's going to take forever, to piece that together. Richard Branson made this really cringy comment, like, I want to see you bring your harem or something like that. But he has to walk it back by saying, no, I was only talking about adult harem. Bring your adult harem, not the underage ones. I mean, what are you going to do? I think I'm getting carried away here. We sort of sacrificed everything. King takes. Queen takes. I feel like I sacrificed too many things. Well, I mean, when you have a photo of something concrete, yeah, but I mean, you can't automatically accuse Noam Chomsky of being a sexual predator because he was in a photo with Epstein. I mean, yeah, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But it's not gonna hold up in court. You can damage their reputation. There's like a Russia connection too. It's really weird. Wow, that's crazy. That would be crazy if true. If Trump really got implicated. You guys, I have like a bottle of champagne in my fridge, but now, I just never believe any of this could possibly. You're telling me like, things that are just too good to be true at this point. Where's the mate? Knight f6, interesting. Okay, I have no idea like what the material count is. You're threatening queen d5. That's very annoying. There has to be a mate here. Shit. Wow. Slaggy is a genius. How do you write that? S-L-I-G. Slig. Slag. Oh shit, that doesn't sound good. Slaggy is a genius. No, Siag. Siag. Right. I mean, Russia is just involved for the financial crimes they probably committed. I have no idea. There's the P tapes. Are the P tapes in there? It looks dubious. It looks dubious for black. Was that the best move that I played there? Centralize. Location, location, location. Queen e5 is number 2 move. Queen e7 was better. It was a more direct approach. Tipu Bot versus Acerbate resigns. Yeah, Queen s7, Bishop e3. Nasty, huh? Told you I've been doing puzzle streaks. Ugh. I'm tied for first. Oh no. I've got the tiebreak. We just have to stall. Benoni? Benko. Oh no. So the best move for black here is supposed to be d5. I was looking at playing this with white on Sunday reset, ironically. I don't know anything about this really. That seems like a mild concession. Take a mild concession before you... I have a mild concession. Mild contusion to the brain. Are you threatening me? But I need to get my bishop in the game. b6, bishop b7. Not optimal. g6. Oh, fuck. Excuse me. Okay. If you want to do bishop b5 check, that's fine. I'm out of here. You're attacking my knight, and I need to develop my bishop. The long diagonal is always good. You do have f3, which is a solid structure. There it is. I agree. That is a solid structure. Okay, so black has a tiny edge with a superior structure. Are you going to play... Now you have a trick, though. Okay, we go here. You play f4, you overextend yourself. Don't do that. We just need to stall. Staffvargan, not playing. I'm not intentionally stalling, but... 46 seconds left. I should be able to win on tiebreak. Now I'm better. Now I'm better. He went too far. You've gone too far. So now you have issues with the, you're going to hold this? Bishop d7? That's slightly annoying. So how can I avoid that? Rook c7? Ah, don't do that. Time's out. So now it's... Let's refresh this page. Damn it, Staffvargan. What did you do? Staffvargan stole the tournament from me. You stole my tournament. I had it in the bag. How did he get 2 points very quickly at the end? I'm gonna suspect. I'm gonna suspect, you know who is responsible for this. Do I want to ask if it was Asterbait that did it? Right? Should I even bother asking? There's no need to ask, right? Voted most likely to cause me to lose the tournament. Asterbait. What did you do? Lose in 5 moves to Staff Argon, Asterbait? Unbelievable. We're starting to see why this guy is so good. He's incredibly fast, and also the more technical the aspect of the game becomes, the better he seems to be. Alright. Rook b4 is going to a bad endgame for me, probably, so I can't do that. Where should I go? b6? Okay. I didn't really want to trade. You get a wooden shield going on. Blah, blah, blah. The wooden shield. Right? This rook game is probably a draw. I was forgetting there's actual increment left. I thought that I had berserked. Asterbait, did you do it? Did you cost me the tournament? You did that? Or am I falsely accusing you? You know who else is not in the Epstein files? Asterbait. Okay. No. Me, Asterbait, and Charlie Sheen are all innocent. Sort of. Of this, at least. Yeah, all that time in Vegas. Right? Unbelievable. You saw that. Yep. Nope, not today. Correct. Whoa. Do I have increment or not? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, I lost on time. Nice. Wow, that was a fast 2 seconds. Ruslan Bear? Oh, it wasn't Asterbait. Sorry, Asterbait. I blamed you. I blamed you falsely. Ruslan Bear did it. He offered him a draw, so I would lose the tournament. Thank you, Ruslan. Those 2 second increments really go fast. Alright, anyway, okay, this tournament game didn't count. But it's Don't know. This rooking game, I don't know. It might be winning for black. I'm not sure. This is kind of interesting endgame. Not sure. Yeah, don't have to be sorry, Steph Morgan. I'm just joking. You deserve to win. You're the first one, 24 points. Just kidding. No, you wouldn't deserve to win if Azerbaijan just like folded in 5 moves or something. As long as it was like you were playing a normal game, fine. That's fine. Congratulations. I didn't deserve it either. Nobody deserves to win. Staff Oregon, first place. Sparkleware, second. Reset, third. U Tournament. Staff Oregon did play a lot of games. Check it out. How many games you played. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. He wins and he subscribes. Not bad. I wanted the right time to force a draw with rook d5. I think I have good chances to win that rooking game with 3 pawns left, but it is kind of drawish. Anyway, it was fun. Thanks everybody for playing. Congratulations to Staff Oregon. Played a lot of games. I'm in second. Reset his first try. He got third. Flagging me there at the end. I normally don't play 2 second increments, so I kind of forgot like how to move fast enough. Anyways, okay, so Reset with third. Good job. Ruslan Bear, thanks for selling the tournament. It says completed winning. Okay, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not sure he should play a4, by the way. He did that to kind of win on time, but at the end of the day, I think you're weakening your pawns. Probably he shouldn't play a4, but he may be lost anyway. Because both his pawns are up. You know, it's not... His king position isn't that good. Usually a rookie game with like 1 pawn up is not necessarily winning. I don't know about this one. So, Ruslan, thanks for giving away the tournament. Pili, sorry about that. Cheapo, Stefano 8, sort of faded at the end. Ruin, seemed like you were in good form tonight. Uber Driver, thanks for joining us. Gabble Romoff, thanks for the donation. Redusa, definitely not in the mood to play today. Miles left early. Panbook, Acerbate. Acerbate, you gotta win. Nice job. You got 2 wins. Evil Williams back. Evil Williams. Tipu Ba undefeated with perfect score. Shocking. Nefidov, just 3 games today. Examine Stapfringen versus Ruslan draw. Examine Stapfringen versus Ruslan draw. It's a Stonewall attack. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess it's a Stonewall attack. Let's see. D4, E3, F4. Nope, Bishop D3. Maybe Knight E4 isn't that bad. I can't really justify that move. Hungarians I never heard of. 2000. So this is his plan, to do a counter Stonewall. It makes sense. That gives me a headache. This position gives me a headache. Like, bro, seriously, guys? Oh, no. Is it symmetric? No. Knight G4. Now, who offered the draw? Why doesn't it show, like, who offered the draw here, by the way? Doesn't it normally show? Maybe because it's in analysis mode or something? I thought it normally always shows like who offered a draw or something like that. Why is there nothing there? Stapfringen made the last move, but he probably... Actually, I don't understand. So maybe Ruslan offered a draw while he was thinking here. Okay. So he makes his move, then Ruslan offers a draw while he's thinking. That's what happened. Very exciting position, guys. Yeah, we almost had a complete e-file there. Yeah, it gives me a headache. I can't look at this anymore. Anyway, guys, thanks for playing. Thanks for your subscribings and roll mops. And we're going to be back on Thursday with an analysis stream. If you're a subscriber to the stream, you can submit a game for Thursdays. Mr. P got a draw against me? Oh, you mean like at the end before it was official? Not official. All right, guys. I'll see you. Have a good one and enjoy the Epstein files or whatever. Now, if you don't analyze that, analyze Thursday. Send me a game from Hammersmith. Hammersmith.